Ayase Momo in the sky. Our beautiful young lady. Being fucked by a boyfriend. Of course she's not upset. Because I'm not that easy. Doesn't say much. Momo turns around, make a very powerful kick into the wretched face of Kyo. But he's stronger than that. The two sides fought, but the victory belonged to the thug. And the Kyo girl suffered when she was kicked. Both into senses. Because this young man doesn't like girls who don't have money. Not even for sex anymore. That's why Momo is always bitter. They call people names of seafood. Make to best friends stop talking. As far as I know, Dad was her first boyfriend. Ask why you like people. Then she called. He's got a face like that of Takakura Ken. I admire my friends. I think the kind of man that's like in the Extinction movie. It's over. Make little sad. She went out. Tell yourself that your life is boring. You will not meet the person in your heart. I want that person to come and comfort me because it is too hard. Suddenly right now, small spot out the next layer. There was a young man who was being bullied by his friends. The Kyo guy's fathers are boring. Spin out shoved her stone in throwing for it. I can see the discontent. Momo did not hesitate to help his friend. I don't know. When I saw her, the boys stopped. Main doesn't understand what happened when people help Momo leave. I think there's only trash left in this world. Going to class with a lot of stress. Then suddenly the old guy came calling. He misunderstands that she loves him so she can save him. Is a drycon nerd who doesn't want to get close. Suddenly a pretty girl came to talk. There's only one reason. That is she loves the occult just as much as she does. Momo had a sudden brain explosion for a while. Because this young man is so miserable. You said you don't believe in fucking aliens. I told Ken to find someone else to play with. So, he's very passionate about mysterious phenomena. Not specified. And believe it's completely real. He showed it to his friend. The evidence in the papers made Momo's blood boil. After 7 years, don't meet a fool. He made a face and said Ken was a stupid otaku. That's why it doesn't have AI to play with. It's like rubbing salt on a boy's heart. Keep him quiet. I always feel guilty about leaving. And I'm also a little angry. The city of Ra has returned to comfort. Ken still has no reaction. Too shocked to be insulted like a dog. Something that can stand. She brought back the audiobook. I don't believe in aliens. But I believe in the devil that makes Ken funny. Think. There is no such spiritual thing in this world. Done. Suddenly the two of you are fighting the whole school. Momo said, my grandmother is a famous shaman. I asked Ken if he'd ever seen an exorcism. They say the devil doesn't exist. He's still arguing that there are no ghosts in the world. And on the contrary, Momo also there are no aliens. My best friends are happy to see them like this. I've never seen Kyo do this before. In the end, no one gives up, and so they turn to a duel. If she proves that the devil really exists, you have to be my brother for the rest of your life. Listen, he's always standing his ground. That I myself will find. UFO for small viewing. That night with the enthusiasm of youth. Ken and his friend have split up to search for evidence. This girl went to an abandoned hospital. According to the main, it is known as the UFO sanctuary. She's pretty tidy, but she has to do what he says. Go to the roof and search. It tells us about the aliens. Abducting humans as experimental animals. His argument is very strong. I'm sure you will find it. And on the contrary, young people are going to spiritual places. I don't believe in the devil, but seeing it as pitch black inside, it's also afraid. You two want to prove it to each other. See what the fuck is done in this world. There are ghosts with aliens. Suddenly at Ken's, the wind is blowing nonstop. Threaten him a little, mommy bottom out. Fortunately, I kept in touch with my friend by chatting. They feel a little better. Of course, Momo had never seen a ghost, but because you work, it's related to spiritual things. It is confirmed there is a ghost. Her parents died early and were raised by a grandmother. Hear that suddenly the wires on the key go down, and she told me about her past. Momo was taught by her as a child, every time I leave the house, pray for peace by pointing your hand to the sky. I was naive at the time, so I did it wherever I went. As a result, they're considered crazy by their friends. If you don't do it, you will be scolded. Little Ra tried to endure. It's more painful than being teased by your favorite guy. That made Momo angry at her. I think, because of that stupid spell that I was shunned by. Ever since that day, she didn't talk to her anymore. But when you hear that I talking bad about your family, she couldn't stand to hit. People gradually understand. You don't have to play with any boys. That, I just don't want them to take my grandmother's job. Just kidding. The truth is, Momo, I love spiritual work like you. Because it's something special. That's why she challenged Ken to a duel. When he dared to claim that there were no ghosts in the world. On the contrary, because it believes in people outside of space. The main is afraid to tell. Just say, I like it. I want to prove my own point. Exchange for a while. Strange phenomena began to appear. There's a lot of blood. Along with an old woman's wrinkled face, looking at me with cold eyes. The weirdest thing is that she said she'd breastfeed him. In exchange, you have to make love with a hot pot. Ken was threatened, and the ghost immediately ran away. Ignore Momo's words. What the fuck does this prove? Life is above all. It's all screaming. You can't escape the evil hand. From what Momo knows, if you run into a ghost, you will be arrested. Try to advise him to stop. The young man assured himself that he had eyes, or the old lady is just a person. But this event is not entirely true. If he loses, the Turbo Granny will be damned. According to what you know. Very quickly the keel line lost contact. That makes Momo nervous, but more important now. Where she also appeared. These are supposed to be aliens. She must have bled, so she tried to run away. But I can't. Until you wake up. I felt that I was controlled by 3 men, from the planet SPO. She's not afraid. Make them return their clothes. But it's been torn to pieces. You can't come back if you want, for their purpose of bringing people here is to experiment. It's known that their species can only breed. We have to use technology to find a way to replicate the numbers, but that will never grow. So this time, I want to use human women as a substitute. You can just give birth, but just felt something called pleasure. To be able to reproduce like humans, they took the man's bananas, then upgrade it to a better version. Want to mate with small right here, then we take the uterus and the ovaries and go back to the study. Momo was scared because she was still pure. My virginity belongs only to Ken Takakura. Should not bear. Even if I never met that person, but also better, being blackened by the aliens. Each one has no choice. By their own ability, people are turning. That makes the child excited. The body also gets hotter without control. Suddenly the little girl's phone rang. And suddenly the person who called was Ken, and it's being possessed. So we can get through this end of the line to save lives. He's out of control. Immediately defeat the two. She said she was haunted by her grandmother's turbo. Little also pleads for help to make the aliens interested. The technique of going through the phone like this is virtual. I thought he would be saved. The one who needs to be saved right now is him. Turbo Granny has used body of main to hunt bananas from aliens. They're pretty stiff, and they immediately revert to their original form. Both sides have a common purpose, is stealing the enemy's bananas. So suddenly, we're fighting for half the land. With long-range attack techniques, the perverts, you can totally hurt Ken. In the form of demons, this is also the first time they met a warmonger like him. So they asked for a truce, but I have to hand over the kettle. So I agree, because I always love outsiders. The planet again. He always dreamed of being friends with them. No matter what you try to call it. UFOs did not appear. The result was considered by his friends as eccentric. No one wants to play. No one recognizes their existence, except for my friend Kia. So, I don't want them to touch it. She see her as the most important person at the moment. Momo is very touched to hear these words. He's willing to turn into a monster. I just hope I can save Little Ra. The curse in you keeps getting stronger. Help can turn the devil. She also encourages the spirit of every crime. The skills of the aliens are so strong. Hit everything that feels like it's broken. Kia's name continues to mate. I don't want to be friends with a guy like Maine. Pushed to the brink, Momo suddenly remembered what she taught. There is a spiritual force in the child called air. And if you free it, there will be no more accidents or illnesses. As a child, I didn't believe her words, but after seeing both ghosts and aliens like this, did the following. Immediately the surrounding space is destroyed. It surprised everyone so much. I thought she knew how to use mechanical superpowers. The power of the pervert Kia. It can't stop the energy. Inside Momo think chakra. It was opened after being cornered. Having this power, she began her quest for revenge. Immediately launched the familiar kick. Like this time the Kia couldn't stop. They also lost their bodies as a result. At their spacecraft followed from there. Fall to the ground. Main is under control, rush into small attack you. Fortunately, Momo has a lot of chakra. Should have caught. At the same time use your ability, pushing the ghost of Turbo Grandma out. However, the curse she put on Ken was too strong. It doesn't disappear. It also indicates that the main pot is in your hand. I just need to keep his penis. Then the curse will never vanish. If you want to get it back, let's go to the tunnel where Ken was arrested to try it. Momo scolded her like real. But there's nothing we can do, so they're going down with the UFO. Fortunately still alive. After the incident was over, Momo believed that there really are aliens in the world. Ken, on the other hand, believed there was a devil because he married to marbles. I asked him what he would be like from now on. She herself is trying to suppress the curse, so that young people don't turn into demons. They've lost everything. I don't know how to deal with my family. Ken wants to break the curse, so I'm going to Turbo Grandma to beat her. He also took off all his clothes. That girl doesn't understand. Although a little scared, I still have to go to protect the main. He blames himself for this. Get Momo involved. Hear that, she also encourages us to move forward together. Actually, he took off his clothes and wanted to let her wear them. But dare not say, this young man is cute. My little heart suddenly beats like it's in love. She laughed and asked his full name. He calls himself Takakura Ken. The name of the person you like is always bad. Momo can't stand it. This idiot, he has the same name as the man in his heart. I forgot about the main curse. Make it turn in the form of ghosts. He tried to warn her and she didn't listen. Old lady's face speed show. If you want a banana, Momo, just fluke into the wall. Even if it hurts a little, but I have to thank her too. Then make a request. From now on, he doesn't get to mention his real name anymore. You can call me Okara if you want. This name is small. Because it's related to interest. His mysterious things. Rai has no opinion. So they led each other to her house. I'm having fun, Mom. The guy who dropped the big fart in people's faces. Momo sniffed the whole thing and couldn't do anything about it. It's strange because no son of a bitch would dare to do that. In front of my daughter, the sky is bright now. So Momo thought her grandmother's turbo wouldn't show up. The devil is afraid of the light. Your house is a sacred temple. Little reminds her, I'm pretty strict about boys. So, he's careful. I just went through the gate. Okara's whole body was on fire. The little girl doesn't understand. It pushes the yeast into the water before it turns to ash. When you look up, you see your magic. The entire temple is covered in anti-ghost barriers. The young man carries a powerful curse. Of course it's affected. Okara's alive, but a little slow. They were all eaten today. I thought he was dead too. Momo also removed the spell to see if he could come in. It's quite tidy, but seeing that the cute girl is safe, it is also okay. Ask if you were injured or not. The whole body hurts. He looks at his head so funny. He also laughed hard. When I went to the house to call her, I couldn't find her. I'm counting on her. Use your psychic powers to control the curse. Show main without a house like this is bad. They all went to change first. I didn't think my power could get through the door. So Momo asked Okran to close up and take off her pants. 2 seconds later, he knocked on the door and ran. I saw 1,000 gold. But more importantly, put your hands down. The curse will come again. She let him face the wall. And then it changes. He even threw a jacket to wear as a gift. In addition to asking, he's lost 2 marbles in his pants. To make young people crazy, but that's the truth. She also understands a little bit of the feeling, losing an important part of a man. But she also asked to see people's groin. For the speed granny, talked about holding onto his penis. If you open it to see, there is nothing. He found it funny. He also teased let me see it. Okara though lost a quarter, but still have the dignity of a man. He refused to show it. They then turned to arguing. Blame Momo for the challenge. So, it's all raw like this. I think it's because of him. Talk about mysterious things, so I asked for proof. Not interested at first. Now it's good to lose the baby bird. I don't know if I can get it back. Talk about being alone all the time. I want you to play with me. I got a little help, so I hoped I could be a friend. After what happened, young man sees Momo. It's like living in another world. It's obvious that a kid like me shouldn't start a conversation. Sorry for putting her in danger. He thinks, after this is over, Momo will leave her alone. That's a bit sad to say. Scolding Okara for being a fool for thinking that out on his own. Assume that people are like this and that. I want to end the evil. Reminds him that he has no friends. It's about isolating yourself from society. So there's no need to tell me to ignore me. Let's talk about the mystery as usual. Because I don't hate it myself. Being comforted like this should be fine. Then he called people ugly and made Momo angry. Bloody hell knows that. Let her heal. Then back to fighting. Suddenly the bell rings. Getting attention from 2 friends. She's never heard this sound before. She used to say there were 2 doorbells. One for humans, the rest is for evil spirits, or something. Similarly, in this case, something terrible came to the house. Momo realized that this was because she had removed the spell down but forgot to put it back. They're going to the back door to rebuild the barrier. It turns out that the entire building is surrounded. This scene is so familiar, it's like aliens. Momo asks Okan to flee. But you can see the whole way out. They're all sealed up by a giant small wall. If you try to put the spell back in the old place, you are prevented from merging with that thing. Even worse, she's got a nosebleed. And so is the young Kyo. There seems to be some kind of poison that's invading us. They looked up at the sky. What's causing this is a giant machine. He sees the couple as bad. When you don't keep your word, the results are attacked. Momo quickly pushed him aside to dodge. That's what makes them howl. I don't know what to do. Unidentified organisms continue to apply pressure. The wind blows them away. Any other house this close was destroyed. It's like the key aliens. This one also wants bananas. Momo doesn't know what kind of thing this is. I didn't think he was possessed by another evil spirit. It explains that it's a spaceman. A monster. It was first discovered in the town of Flatus in the United States. The second time was in Japan. But the puzzling thing is, the bell is only for evil spirits to react. According to the main, it is because people psychics also often see UFOs. In other words, there's something in common between ghosts and aliens. The robot continues to emit black smoke to weaken the Kia couple. Momo saw that, also tried to solve it, before dying of toxic fumes. I have to break the curse myself. They are not free to fight. This time his body has turned into a demon. After running somewhere else, then suddenly he realized you can completely control your body. If Momo helps in controlling the desolate scene in front of, force him to make a final decision. It's fighting instead of waiting for death. With power from Turbo, Mrs. Okan thought she could protect her friend. Thanks little drop Cho. Curse Lanra whole body to self-strengthen the anesthesia. We recognize the space people. Not as scary as I thought. This must be because you are haunted. At the end of the sentence, the creature saw them. That attacked too. Fortunately, the explosion didn't affect them. Momo is not completely in control. The power in people. I don't know if I can release the curse, but keep his mind clear. No more Okara would love to try because if lucky, they can take advantage of the old woman's demonic powers. The speed is pushed into a corner. It forces both of these people to grow. Your friend focuses on control. The first part successfully helps the organ, that it is too slow. The monster has attacked. This time luck is on their side. Help the main transform into another form of fighting. Momo suddenly found him much more handsome and cool. The voice also becomes serene, more confident when it feels. The power is flowing through the body. It's a little sad to think about it. You have to use the power of the old woman. My friend didn't know what to say. When Min's personality keeps changing like that. If you think it will be useful, it looks boring. Create opportunities for strange creatures to attack. She was worried about it. He was crushed. But no. At your own speed, before the blow, Main cut off some fingers from the monster. This is because the body is acting on its own. I think this is the ability of your turbo. Momo didn't even see anything. It's like thinking if it goes like this, they'll win. To strong people face-to-face exchange moves through the eyes. What the fuck? Okan's body couldn't stand it, so he was beaten. The first phase can be saved, but in the next phase, you have to let her do it. We'll find out after we pull him out. Its current body. I can't stand the power of the curse. It feels like my whole body is being torn apart. That's right. Because what can humans do at such high speeds? Ever do? The Kia monster that lost 5 fingers was excellent. Okara doesn't know how to beat it. It makes things worse. Suddenly, Momo realizes that she's an alien, but the Kia uses poses and attacks from sumo. To attack the surrounding space is the arena. So if they could get his hands on the ground, it means winning. So suddenly, young Kia sees you as a genius. To be given more faith, he's transformed again. The plan is to target the foot, causing the opponent to lose balance. She also uses her superpowers to knock it down. First Main uses speed to help her dodge blows, then shoot straight ahead. Take the body and break one of the monster's legs. The right hand suppresses the curse. The left hand uses psychic force to crush the opponent just as they think. When the hand touched the ground, the Kia creature began to disintegrate. He's smart enough to survive. Out of the blue, Momo was captured alive. Okara is incapacitated, so it didn't help. She was punched by an alien. Put it on the wall. If you are an ordinary person, then you can log out after that. Fortunately, she has a lot of energy and should have endured. The main's curse begins to work. Because there is no control, about 5 seconds later, Momo wakes up with a hatred for sumo. He should have been defeated when the hand hit the ground. But this monster is so bad that she's pissed off. Akron afraid of small you dirge. Take the curse off your body. She didn't want to beat him herself. Ask him to sit and watch. God hates people like this guy. See him as trash. The end is getting punched again, while still having to control the Cho main curse. Just like that, a series of powerful punches are unleashed that scare Akron. However, it's all in this girl's calculations. After the wall is recessed into a small hole, we can use the anti-ghost barrier. Immediately the organ is pulled in by spiritual power, just enough not to get stuck in the box. The spell was created by your grandmother. Of course, is strong enough to defeat any ghost that enters. Because the monster is also considered the same as the devil, Ra suffered the same damage. So at first the body slowly burns out in pain. That scared the couple. We just hugged each other and prayed. After it's all over, suddenly everything that was destroyed was back to the same. This makes Momo happy. She came home and saw the house destroyed, probably sudden death. Ken was happy to save his life, but also, it's sad not to help. Momo was in danger. Just a little bit wrong. Maybe they're all gone. I saw that his hairstyle had changed. She seemed interested in looking more handsome. But it's not as beautiful as the fluffy head. Laughing for a while, she was exhausted. As a result, he collapsed at the door. Then the curse inside the main broke out. Turn him into a turbo granny. Move the scene to Momo's grandmother, are participating in the fortune-telling program, even though I was right about his personal life. But that's what he denied. Too bored to leave. It is quite famous in the area. So on the way to the taxi, he was also asked about spiritual matters. Suddenly she wants to come down. People think they're asking the wrong question. But it's actually because she feels the danger. So new down solve for quick. Over here Okara has completely fallen into the magic. Controlled by Turbo Grandma. I'm going to suck my friend a little. Then suddenly hit the blow down the drain. Fortunately, he used nails to hit the wood. If not, just log out. Head person. She thought her granddaughter was taking a loser home. Who expected to bring the devil back to debut? This is really cool. She is Momo's grandmother, but she's no different than an 18-year-old. In the form of players dressed quite airy. This way bring your lover home. Maybe she's playing around with you. The battle of two stylish old ladies has started. Akrat possesses extremely fast speed, but this is Seko's playground. Ra is also restricted. Everything is in the calculation. So as soon as we tried to assassinate her from behind, Main had to pay. If you step outside the circle, you will die, because it's counted as the boundary that protects the house. The nails contribute to a useful fighting tool. If the pin is on the outside, the evil inside will be locked up, so the speed granny can't attack. Carefully, he just kept getting closer. It makes the old lady mad. I swear I have to eat her alive. You can't keep me locked up like this forever. And that's true, when this beautiful young lady doesn't want to lock up the enemy. I want to solve it here. Use a licensed baseball bat. It's in the face of Akran. Step out of the burning border to remember 3 lives. Keep. So he kept staring at his demonic face. Without pity for the person inside. In the end, Turbo Grandma still can't step outside the circle, but counterattack for fear of losing the main's priceless body. Take the initiative, the beautiful young woman fighting outside. Let's go around the 3 kingdoms. The result is an old woman. It's different to call another old woman a damn thing. Who the fuck is swearing at me? That's the way I like it. Give it a few more shots. To be cornered. Turbo Grandma forced to take the living body of Okra threatened. If you burn yourself, the boy inside will die too. Listen to that. I'm ready to beat your father to death. Dare to cheat granddaughter, so don't be scared. As a result, Akran also has to say goodbye from here. Momo woke up later, without understanding what happened to me. I ran down to the house and found no men. I saw every woman sitting there watching TV. The child also asked about my friend was scolded by her. Dare to go to a spiritual place. She admitted to saying it was Ken. I just accidentally got caught up in it. Momo asked her, see that handsome guy with glasses? They said they don't see anyone like that. As for the evil spirit, I beat him to death. Make my niece worried. If you want to confirm, you are the same person you don't believe in the devil. It seems that the previous things that Momo said, it's made this old woman angry until now. I admit that I'm just a phony psychic. My niece can't joke anymore. I urge you to quickly say, Ken's position is out of the question. In every way she had to get down on her knees. Sorry for my stupid words before. At the same time, there are ghosts in the world. I hope you forgive. The result is also pointed to the main hall looking for people. Just finished. The little girl turned to curse her right away. That's the top. The little girl rushed to the same place, thinking about my friend Kia. I also apologized to him, even though I just thought he was dead. Turns out he's still eating. It sees. She also cried, thinking she had suckled. Fortunately, the old woman stopped him. Momo banged on the door so Ra was still alive. It makes me worried about my teeth. What does Karade understand? But I'm sorry I'm alive. Let your friend be sad. Calm down for 2 seconds. Sekora came to ask, from when? You like being friends with the devil? It startled her. The reason Okara's curse didn't work. It was controlled by the temple, just like Momo does. But you just need to step outside. It will be demonic as usual. Momo blames the rotten old woman for cheating on him. He said he beat Kia's father to death. On the contrary, he saw that his niece was very zealous. You also asked for love, right? She denied that he had been raped. Take away the bird, because I want to help. Once the quarter is not back, the curse will not go away. So come here. She plans to go with this friend to her lair. Death by a fen. At the same time, tell me more about using superpowers. Then the woman doesn't understand. Momo told me about the outsiders, planet captured. And then activated a very powerful psychic force. Like this naive girl. At first she didn't believe it. There are things in this world, like a UFO. In short, Momo has superpowers, so that I can break the curse of Choakar. Until now. Seko hasn't recognized her niece yet. I know something about Turbo. Mrs. Kia is extremely dangerous. Once upon a time she was known by another name, the grandmother of 100 trees. It's a powerful modern-day monster. It can spread across the country, and still lives to this day. That kind of demonic possession, no way can they be defeated. It's been that way lately. She chose to reside in the Kia spiritual tunnel. Seko went to see it before, but I dare not go inside, because the opponent is too strong. Asked Momo if she knew what the Lin locality was. These are the souls. There's a strong connection to a place, and stay there forever. When you're in your territory, that soul is considered a champion. It doesn't matter how strong the spirit master is. I can't fight this kind of thing. But it's even worse now. When She chose to merge with the Buddha spirit in the tunnel. Maybe this kind of food can be eaten by the Buddha himself. My niece and that boy. They can come back alive after entering that tunnel. My advice here is not to go. To preserve youth and youth. Now there are only 2 people left in this family. I don't want the silver-headed to see the green-headed. More than Momo, she lost her education but is still her beloved niece. If not directly, it's all about the Kia kid's curse. The child refused. Because his name is Ken, not another name. Having a name like your own is enough. At what happened in the last 2 days, it made her more determined to help young people. I didn't hear that either. You must love people. Who would call Ra that? But she also asked Takakura to marry her niece. To be married always makes her afraid of 9 faces. It's fun to have an old lady like this at home. But it's also very annoying. I know Momo was so determined. This woman has to stand up and help. See this as a chase game with a speed granny. She must be absolutely confident in her feet. You know how to provoke. She also follows. He drew a map of the location of the Kia tunnel. Located in Suno City too. This kid's got to do so to draw her turbo out of there. To minimize her power. Fortunately, Ra can eat it. Momo is this kind of pawpaw. To make Sao able to run competitions with enemies specializing in speed. Why didn't you put a charm in that tunnel? Burn the people inside. Seko takes a breath of medicine. I think my child is stupid. But they talk a lot. She couldn't help it either. For the power of the boundary is to borrow from the gods that inhabit this land. If you leave Kamikoshi City, it's almost impossible to use psychic power to become a normal spiritual monk. In short, Kia's guidance plan has not changed. Speed jockey, with Turbo Granny as Okara in demonic form. What age can Momo eat? So when she gets there, she get on the main's back and help. He's controlling the curse to transform. Okara said, I can only do my best, in demonic state twice. Afraid that if something happens that puts your friend in danger. Mrs. Seko asked, from now on they will have to practice advanced fighting ability. Don't worry about taking it away. Ken was arrested as Saitama. Momo has to upgrade her psychic powers. Many times, let me tell you again that I can't help you. So you'd have to do your best to be strong. Reclaiming the future. Temporary. Take a break today and practice tomorrow. Akron also expressed doubts. Why is your grandmother so young? Maybe the little mother has not finished high school and has already given birth. You don't want to joke. And got an apology from Min when you let him defeat the giant monster alone. I don't think I deserve to be friends with her. You see, he's thinking too much. Because I have nothing to blame. Song Okon came out to eat what happened before. She closed the door and yelled at things. Momo has to say he's cool. It's cute when you fight. Every crime is a little stupid. Maybe next time I will be saved. The next day the training started. But this great-grandmother is still watching TV. Something very serious is happening right now. When Okara sat to pee. Momo doesn't feel right, because if you let it go, you have to follow me to control the curse. Whoever let a girl see that shit? Let's look at the main. Because it's gone anyway. Yourself. Ken didn't want his daughter to see that shame either. They seriously asked her if there was any way. It's okay, even, that my niece can undo the curse with her hands. No, you can't even explain Ask them what they do or teach them. Momo saw the gas in Okara's body. And I used my own power. Squeeze that light. The curse from there was also suppressed. Now there's gas in the little eye. By grasping the soul of all things, she's free to move anything she wants. Within a certain VI, the most explosive is the awakening of superpowers. It feels like I can control it all. Every fantasy then becomes a reality. He became a champion during that time. Now it's completely useless. Seko asked her niece to close her eyes. That imagination shouldn't rely too much on the eyes. Otherwise, it turns into a weakness. If you have the light, you think you can do it with your other senses. Without the eyes to see. Here so little follow. The result is to turn Okara into a demon. It's also reached the limit of tolerance. Should have accepted. Let's show you how to piss. Momo stopped him from defecating. The result is a game of chasing 3 people. In the end, Ken won like he won outside. The heart is broken. How could I let my 2 granddaughters see this? But now the grandmother realized. Maybe Momo's invincible power. It's been sealed off for some reason. That sounds cool. But to liberate, you need to practice a little bit. There's no way to know. How long does it take to regain full power? But temporarily. Let's focus on helping this kid first. Suddenly, the curse became stronger. Make time as. It's just Momo. Facing the scary face of Turbo Grandma. Seko is also life-threatening. Can't move. She's allowed to choose how to die for her family. Because of my curse. Can be transmitted through Okara. Don't think you can control it. She can log them out at any time if she wants. She threatened. directly to those men who have met and contacted. Force Momo to go to the tunnel tonight, or I'll kill everyone around Ken. And then everything came back. That makes the two of you understand nothing. Momo has to tell you everything that happened. The result that night, the couple is equipped with a suit for the spiritual monk to go to battle with the enemy. I didn't want to, but I knew Momo's personality. Seiko also only knows about hugging and wants to be small and not die. It's been a long time since you've been this intimate. Should also understand, they both chose to travel by train and ride your bike until you get there. Ken is quite embarrassed to dress like this. She is extremely angry, but not for him, but for himself. The old woman dared to hurt the one she loved. The worst, so let her pay. Later they were in the tunnel. But it's just like creeping. Momo asks Main to go first. He's not stupid enough to play fair. All the way they have to line up to get in. And then we fight again. Ask yourself what the plan is. Akron said he needed to lure her out of the city, to separate from the local community. The old woman, the speed will weaken and their side can win. Momo thought he'd beat it. The name of the giant alien, I'll take her down easily. It's just that they have to face the harsh truth. Turbo Granny turned into a giant head, blocked the exit. Okara doesn't know what to do, even if you ask a little girl. They use the power of the curse, turning East into speed ghosts, but 2 seconds later, he's back. They can't account for this. When the old woman Dia can totally return the boy Cho Okara, let the curse disappear. She was also very surprised when they dare to use the curse to transform. But this is her playground, so she doesn't want to. They achieve their goal. Couple threatened by 2 giant mouths. I remember what my grandmother at home taught me. Momo immediately provoked. Turbo Grandma asked. She's afraid to run with other people, but using this kind of power, it immediately worked. Accept chase game with both. She is so confident in her feet that she will. They run in front of a section. I will do what Momo wants. I thought I could eat them anytime. Small is out. Form is playing chase, and no destination. The only request, before you start, you have to count 10 minutes. This is mandatory law. And if you don't obey, Turbo Granny is trash. Too much provocation, she had to agree. Momo immediately urged Okara to run away. The young man was happy because he thought he was dead from the previous phase. According to calculations, in 10 minutes, they can get out of the tunnel. But the further the fuck you run, the further the exit. The old lady is still playing dirty and counting what the fuck is done. Momo has been controlled. Okara saw her strangled friend trying to save her. Out but not. TURBO Grandma continues giving Main 10 minutes to run. How the hell did it plunge into dry blood? By biting into the old lady's breast. It makes this ghost afraid of losing its secrets. I can't wait to see the risk. The enemy cannot use his power. I know what the main dress is wearing. Capable of exorcism. She's got to get inside his body. At first I thought they were just kids. I think he's connected to some wizard. That's so well prepared. I'm thinking about eating Momo. Then suddenly the body is strangled. That's how she got into Okara's body. No different than suicide when you let Kia's psychic powers control you. When cornered with Momo, he was also able to use superpowers without looking. This is exactly what my grandmother at home said. It's so annoying to be strangled. Turbo Grandmother Law tried to kill Small but could not. So she's locked in Okara's body. Without doing anything. Right now, the victory was almost always in favor of the pair. They're happy. I wonder how I'm going to torture this damned old woman. Dare to play dirty. But right now the wind in the tunnel appeared again, to reclaim the speed granny. It's a giant crab. Threaten the kids to howl and run away. Not as fast as the old lady, but it's still a powerful force. You know, beating the phoenix here is impossible. They continue to follow the original plan. Run out of the tunnel. About the shape of the phoenix, it all seems the same. The dead will turn into copper crabs to be able to cross the River 3 map. Fortunately, that animal is stupid. The couple can run for a while. Momo uses the power of the curse, it's in Okara's body, to turn him into a speed ghost. This is harder than usual, because the old woman's body was resisting so strongly, at an astonishing speed. They cut off the tail of the phoenix. The old woman inside is hot, when they take advantage of their power. Okara suddenly announced the sad news that her body was too heavy, so I can't steer. So they crashed right into the fence. Free fall to the city below. Speed must use all its power to minimize the damage. As a result, they fell. Down makes Main painful, and her friend is not Sao because he helped her. Despite training to control this power, but its limit is only to full uses. I thought I'd cut off the giant crab's tail. It also jumped straight down. It's a direct threat to the people around. To be seen in this form, Momo is quite shy, but more important than the local spirit still clings to the button. It seems like people don't see the creature. She is also afraid of being discovered by her horse riding. Watch Hoa Akron warn about running out of strength. The target can be further away, but once again use the maximum power. But running too long, it's too late. It's calculated that if you keep this, they'll be caught by that crab. Eat meat before leaving the city. Pseudo Momo refused to say how to let crab eat her. So play loud and tell Okara to turn right. So they run up a building, taking advantage of the narrow angle to reduce the speed of the ghost. But it's still too strong to break everything. And then turn back to the human form. I don't know where I am. They only know that in the environment the crab water will be healthier. They also try to prevent. Momo realized this was a hot spring. There will be high heat. With a small superpower that destroyed the hot water line to boil the giant crab right here. And it works. Makes the local spirit immobile. The muscles on the body are gradually contracting, so it turned red again. That makes Momo crave crab. Because of that Kia, Akron ran out of words to lead her friend to escape again. I thought I escaped. Who knows where a bunch of demons come from? I wonder what this is, Turbo grandmother said. In the city of Suno there is a very large cemetery. There are all kinds of evil spirits. So she lent them her power. In other words, this city is her home. There should be running in the sky. Best friend, you've reached the limit. You can't run anymore. In front of the local Lin also appeared blocking the head with thousands of other ghosts. Cornered to the wall, Momo asked the main to unleash. In this time, they just had some time to rest. So it's now possible to use the ghost form again. Okara Speed is a little worried because even if it does, you can't get to the next city. If you don't, you will die here. So it trusted the little guy. You're new to Turbo. You know they've reached the limit. Tell the other ghosts. The couple is ready to wait for the enemy to arrive. Then run through them with all your might. Because Akron can't change direction, while Momo has to do a lot of things. I just held back the curse. You have to use superpowers to redirect to main. However, the local community predicted this. Immediately blocked the head. Cute girl has to fend for herself. Take advantage of his body. They're bouncing through a high-rise building with all their might, and then redirect back to the chosen route. Rhythmic coordination from the people. They help them fly to the train. Out of town solo. Okara was turned into a human. We couldn't land safely all the way. She has to use her best abilities. Creates wings to slow the fall. At the same time help Okara visualize. But in the form of a person who landed, it was always them both to the limit. It's almost impossible to move. Okara's body was like it was breaking into small pieces. Kia thought, your internal organs are flushed out of your muscles. Suddenly, now they realize the old speed lady is out. Where the organ is immediately kicked away unconscious on the spot. Momo is a little better at using her superpowers to help her. Her evil army is also coming. So the game is over. What makes her the most bitter is, they don't respect old people like me. She also has to admit that she is very good, because I've never seen an old person push a child that hard. The enemy asked Momo to use Japanese. I don't know how to speak English. My son is trying to buy a little more time, but the enemy isn't that patient. This time, to avoid being suffocated by the small turbo superpower, she merged with local Lin in this form. She allowed them to keep running because she was confident. Just a little more. We can get out of this city. When asked how many minutes to run, Momo just for a second. This surprised the enemy. The result is also a slow one, when she can grab the train that's running overhead. To leave. The old woman chased him with all her might. Don't let the prey escape. According to the story, Turbo Grandma, also known as Grandma 100 Trees, because it's capable of running 100 kilometers per hour. The maximum speed of this ship is 120 kilometers. She thinks she can escape. So she's up there provoking all kinds of cheers. Let her try. Make your opponent crazy. Suddenly, she jumped on the ship. Because it doesn't always run at full power, it's understandable to be caught up like this. Every time the ship turns, it has to slow down. The distance is not worth it. She's very pleased, but I forgot one thing, that this is not my place. Just like my grandmother at home said, as long as you provoke, the opponent will follow. Momo thinks this is her last train. Because in front, a great magician is waiting to get rid of it all. Of course, she's prepared for everything. Welcome to the city of Kamiko. Momo is still holding on to her body. You don't want to live as long as you are. But this battle, the victory must belong to you. As soon as you reach the border, the body of the old woman, the speed has been burned to pieces. From there, the souls of the young women inside are also transcended. The couple is safe. I can't believe my eyes. Akron woke up and asked where this was. Because he thinks he's been killed. She went to tell me. I didn't actually intend to use force like this. They went to the abandoned tunnel to drop off. The souls of girls are thrown away. They are all about Momo's age. But he was tortured and cut up the body of Tom. Here. These girls don't want to turn into evil spirits. And the shamans like them are always looking for Turbo Grandma. According to a certain rule, whenever she shows up, there are the souls of young women. Died in anger. Maybe she's gone everywhere to comfort the souls. Can't escape. But there's an unwritten law like this. The dead cannot attack the living. That's why he had to use force. To send them all through the world beyond. Although it's a little painful. The opposite of people. Senkung Kang GGC ZFC from Gichi. Sigen BGC Valth and USC. Chikchen SN Bomb. Kachin La Lu Ji to Bin Kung TNT. Salvian Viak Na HG and Tondrik Via. Mamu Tyakin Menk. The K now bakon kua di gugi china cho. Di ma momo vien jian and vvi bakia ggc. Akran tha din the vien sao ttcc utachang nut ni. Momo thud wes en gp hit ufim sai. Hang ji tha kang sd noya sen ho vang thung takakura. Kan chon h them. Bit main kang them and h kong mding no logi vien dong. Q en gon na wider chak mta la bien sicha. Ken gigi thich bien yuen thong mchen and dl. Hang south of yuri. Tu gi vien dam muaq vien thum gio la vien ls. Bazox u sao kogois mc quasi no. G thuk ss kilicha. Ethi nat gay quatrigi. Siu tatha q gine bagin heji. Malay gois mdn bm chen si than ni am chen. Csu siban than h ken quan tam si gigi koen. Sao kong kin kong fira via. Nyako de ba show di hai. Mayam chen gi lile ggcc. Then kong gili kamen. Nach kung bo siuban ck ba. Derkia vien na kane and kua kon tira yugugi. Nan mga butcher k. Main ra via mati dcng csny hauko. Nathay momoji non rai chione. Noing gay maya sen gmp. Hai nain vu sinning vien ben than jikoban chi kong. En gay ham sauki han trong. Ken luan di via siban kia. Now en chipi y kaisit yin jichik di sai kwa chung di halsi. Din chen fi that bien yuen dien chasi en chow hai kwe mt kai chung koji tatat. Ko viov na kiem kwe. Si utaji lion tin apg king ls rorainem chen la trong ko ne. Iak thay momoji hong ji yccing trong. Tggi now re. Si to non the now the tdcing en gichin mt. Chung the g dian. At laokran and na kung ling long re sai. Nach kia kung ji ken luon rin and jichik yong tip cnn cc meji kai. QC utamo on kwake. Reark sai jun kain than nian vuisening. HK lavian kam gi and goi han tin. Moi bien ticc and chen chako jun gc. Chon in mgi btc kaiji like haikia via chi momotem. Bien yuen thong kam ki kasen and kaiji ji san. Hai main the now the no chung bit noi saunia. Bui viev law the. Hanki vt lnt. Si utale dirk than ji tung ba bt and nam gi hum. Thai the han fichu hum thaicha. It's sao gig. Okara lai hun tin ap kai vieg di and goi han tin raji. Nam tifo quen choji chen. Trong ichu theme gi. Dig ji koban chi kung ri. The koba tikia gx na now kung ggc. Han fn via momo hien rakain than nian vuisening. Hang how the ko kwaban bei thung mt. Hang no vien bien kwe. Ben kia si nang naam chen kung hang sai ti arch ti niu. De jiban than the thuti hai chai and gg's ora. Alasin hintin the bien le qmtti in tho is gig lam ra bien mt na gi mtdh h da yen. Di ko ki now ji quen y now ben tri si rikang. Jiban si engi chik la baka gin kwa hoa. Re gp baka yan tho urari kungnan. Tam trang si momo alasine ko than olona city. And the arch team won noi chai and vvo kar niuhan hang chaji dunki. Wyban kia the main kankak gyoji. Tam tri tonji lan mei. Teen hv lam ji ko gbt chai and vvic nankia. Hei sang du kung thum kwa then ra. Chung kap le ggc kao now. Tronki momoji noroji the vss thich. Na ti kayam chen en gukwa kene. Muan tam ss vvi gitam ale vien dam. See the tu kon gi na trong gig hcc. Chu tren vvic and zmpg fang. Dvi momo. That tin hai zem cam gi via tratian kang hom terchak. Go and cc kun lot kang. The law en geki gig rachi bthu. Hd si tin tm niakia c ggi hang gi honkwa. Then rati na al kwe ggi now ma kang hbit. Momo si vien lnp. Hai mechi g con tri ti be kobit organ. Why how kang kain si cam chung hiu mdg. Bite dan by j cho gita. Zon le hai the bna amabit. Ken the hong kain ben hai zem momo ko kang. Hang moi ba kwa chung a ang thi. Irang si kai ji shum non. Si utale kenki chu ma tip tu I c tin ti. Si ben kunthi jian ing gator chakan ti. Ma si ang na sha tit tun chen turki. Nach the hen kuji ban ban ndt contra. Hey and ji kimtra. Trong kio kan hang wine on si hai kan day. Tugdi to the gigi. Si the von quan sac la ma chung the tin tiam rao. Hang kai and cc ma gigi. Cash now mt con huang hang vien kang non. Kdm chen baget va bakola cccn. Si nang bun chan. Di hai na sai how king bit. BNSPP had gig rachu recon how. Ile ichia sang. The si utayuzu momo tin hm chen jivwa vankwa. Sdo kar sn engi matran mt. Main the bit nach kia ko arch ti nuban kunam chen. Chgc la hang du balokon. Even more black, it may not even be considered. Looking at the sky for a while, they don't know what to do. The bored guys then find each other spontaneously. The Earth's gravity caused V's teeth to touch. Shocked them so much. Sitting next to me without realizing it. Ken asked her what she was doing here, and she was scolded for hurting. You're going to break your tooth. I know he's always looking for me. Momo's happy. Little girl, that's what I said. I blame him for hanging around the school doing nothing. I thought I was being avoided. It makes both of you afraid. Come on, the lip-touching scene just now had Momo's best friends. I saw the rumors go up. If you don't say it, it helps. Suddenly misunderstood as loving each other. The couple doesn't know where to hide their faces. Results to save shame. They're going to bite each other. How to kiss your partner. I heard that. Momo thought it was insulting. Okara is weaker but still stands out for rights. It makes the friends believe that they are in love. You really said chicken. You said duck for a while. Who the hell doesn't care anymore? Go home. When I think about it, there's something wrong. It's the wrong time to lose your first friend. The next life must be boring. stripping pants off. The young man suddenly realized that two marbles were missing. Momo, on the other hand, was embarrassed by the sisters in class. I just kissed my boyfriend. That's an otaku with thick glasses. If you say no, your partner shows up. Ken tried to warn her about the incident he was having. They must be sent back. The better the sisters believe they're a couple. Okara plead forever and never be answered. Angry Momo doesn't want to talk about anything. Make it so sad. I was so close in the morning, and now I'm back. Under pressure from the girl's words, Ken thinks that being friends with me make her feel ashamed. So quietly came back to make Momo a little tickled. Those guys are too. Think if nothing, you just have to laugh. Why does it hurt people like that? Normal people say they always do that, but not for young people. This confirms the relationship between the two. Ken came home from school alone. Accidentally left VA to a girl and was little asked to visit. Things that make it a little scary was that I was touched and praised by the main. This flirting act has successfully conquered the foolish heart of Okran. Momo is in the opposite direction, feeling a little guilty. It's kind of mind-boggling to see Ken flirting with a strange girl. I thought he didn't have any friends. That's what a pretty girl is talking about, but when I went by Momo, she said Ken was a bad otaku. Just like that, I've fallen. Little Kia that, my job is to give the main a little dream. Because people like him don't have anyone who notices this. That makes Kia bitter. Use your superpowers to bury that little girl in the head and conscious in place. The noise made the main recognize his friend. Momo then came to hug and laugh out loud. That's when I walked by the place where she lost her teacher. She also said quietly, "Why do idiots understand his charm? Go play, son. If you show a disrespectful attitude, the pot falls on your head. Come out." The two of them were too shy to say anything to each other. Momo realized her own mistake. You have to heal first. That's why smashing your mouth is like kissing. I lost my temper when I was teased. She claims it's okay to be friends with Okran. It's embarrassing. That sounds like it's fun to say, don't take it personally, because it is considered that you are satisfied. More important, he wants to announce something incredible. He asked again for sure. I think I beat the Turbo Granny. Momo claims that. Because his gun is back. It's true. But I went to the bathroom to pee. He didn't see the bullets. Momo laughed and hurt his stomach. And she blamed him for not showing me the other day. For hours, it's fun to lose to marbles. It's never good. He turned to scold his friend Kia, so evil. I see people being like this. Laughing like the season. Okran called because the tree was back. So, I was caught off guard and asked to see it. But not to see the main penguin. It's about seeing the facts of this through your body. The two grandmothers then took out their love glasses. Then I realized something was wrong. Tell Momo to bring the doll here for magic. By soaking Okan's feet in water. Put a charm on the cat, don't worry. And soon after, she used a paper fan. He hid and swore he was an idiot. The girl also laughed, which made her uncomfortable. It's like being set up by the two of them for a joke. After slapping Give It Some, Momo saw the curse inside. He's still there. You know, Seko wanted to coordinate with Kira's ghost. Momo was a little worried at first. But I'm used to this, so I can do it. The spell on the cat also changed. It shows that the evil is inside. You see, there are so many people on this side that just go somewhere else. They looked around and found this one hiding in the warehouse. Based on Momo's ability to manipulate things, successfully caught again. They were all surprised and told by Mrs. What's inside the cat is her turbo. Grandma and granddaughter, I thought you'd escaped. But not yet. After feeling threatened by the powerful barrier, she got into the Okran. He was also beaten to death. The city of Raba can hide the gas. The goal is to wait for full recovery. I will beat them all to death for revenge. Momo saw that she had lost. My mouth reminded the old woman. We are now in control. Threatened, Granny Speed takes balls of Menra to challenge. That if you destroy yourself, its two bullets will never come back. They were shocked to hear that, because the initiative now belongs to her. In front of the Speed, Granny wants Okara to use a knife, give to people a shot, but it doesn't. In times of anger, he accidentally took the form of a demon. Seeing this phase, everyone was stunned. Because you normally have to be supported by Momo, it can transform. Even stranger, his turbo grandmother was dragged raw and controlled. At this moment, Zico spoke through his old friend Kia's brain. My top paper fan. It's used to drive evil spirits out of the body. But it seems that old lady Kia was stubborn before, so Momo just pulled the soul out. But the spirit is still inside the yeast body. The enemy is shocked to hear this, because only Seko can bring consciousness back to the way it was. I even dared to swear in my face before. Well, they're all village elders together. So she rushed in and knocked out the old lady's mother. Make the enemy afraid. Okran was also pleased to praise Seko-chan for playing so well. It just returned to human form. Momo was interested in asking how to do it. Because I have no control. She also stopped her grandmother from beating because people. I don't actually hate that old lady. Maybe after knowing, Turbo Grandma showing empathy with the spirits. The girl was murdered. She wants to make peace. I promise you, if you give him to balls, he'll forgive you. Let the tiger go back to the forest. Actually, Big Grandma, that's your mouth. I don't know where Okara's penis is right now. It seems that after being defeated on board, it's been thrown away. Let the crow know. I wrapped quail eggs of Maine with psychic power. Now it's a yellow sphere. To about 5 centimeters. The couple also tried to find it. I can't see anywhere. The old woman thought, most likely, it was taken away by someone else. Because that marble contains a powerful life that the devil and demons will be attracted to it. The devil believes if you collect 10 things that carry a powerful life, it can help them recover. That's why evil spirits often attack people. To take away life. Momo heard that this fan is too tense, but the Tukia. Did this old woman know? Speak early to find it. Now I've lost 2 of his quail eggs. They just stomp on the face of the turbo. Your grandmother is like a torn blanket when you lose something important. Eaten too much. She also threatened after regaining her power. Give them the number. Momo advised late. Let's go back to rest tomorrow. They went back to their grandmother. Said there's no clue. I heard that too. I will ask my friends for information about Kia. I also remind my son. Be careful with the demonic power in you. It is no longer controlled by the cat. But no one knows. It's never going to lose control. Ask Okara to limit use as much as possible. The next morning Ken came to class. I was asked by my friends about being with Momo. That's not what he said. They're asking for people's contact information to flirt with. She was so cute that she wanted to be a friend. Suddenly I remembered that small Kia really beautiful. Punch yourself in the face and tell her you can. Having emotional thoughts with people, he taught Kia. Then ask if they've whipped one. Because hearing about Momo is easy. That guy is for sex. They also want to try one. Hear that Okara boils blood. Start to move into the ultimate form. Young people are also fighting back. I thought this guy was strong today. They are also threatened to say which one. It's easy to spread rumors about your girlfriend. Remind it. The next time you say something like, let's go sell salt. Fortunately, no one saw the power in him. Can regain consciousness. Go back to your seat and read an alien magazine. As always, fucking Turbo Grandma. She's in the bag again. And then he poked out his head and made his mother scream. It has to run out into an empty corner. Ask her what she wants. She said she hadn't been to school in 100 years. I can't believe the site is so clean now. Ken thought he was quarantined at Kia's house. She told her old friend, let me go, because you're in the form of a cat. No one will doubt you. It's boring. So, I followed the main to see what was fun. Being alone with Okran. This old lady started luring him back to his demonic powers. Asked to get back in. But young people don't give. He said he had to find 2 quail eggs first, or she stay in this shape for the rest of her life. Cute girl Kia heard Okan's voice. Go ask him what he's doing. To reveal the caterpillar hiding in the bag, the old woman asked, keep a secret now. Main finds you're tiny cute too. I can't even look at Momo's face. If you ask him to explain, he runs away. Ra was expelled. Take this opportunity. Turbo Grandma also came out enjoying school life. Later in class, she was upset about the guy. He dared to avoid his face. They also asked Han. Arguing with a lover again. Maiko is very handsome. I also heard from the class there that in the morning Okara had restrained the boys. Dare to speak badly of your friend. I was surprised because the main was angry at me. The question posed here is, why does it keep avoiding talking? Now play with me. The last time she was taught by Momo, she was plotting something. This is a small IRA. She thinks she is the most beautiful girl in school. Noticed by many people. I remember the day before I was buried. This girl has spread 7 true rumors about Momo. I think it's the devil. Because that day I saw the arm grow out of her body. I can't accept this myself. Want to do justice. Era delusions that she is the one who was chosen for so beautiful. The proof is that God has given the marble. Shiny yellow. So, little girl. He's the one who picked up the main's quail eggs. But by delusion, we should think about changing the world and getting rid of Momo. Remember the night before, when the Phoenix and Turbo Grandmother were defeated, the golden ball that fell on Era's head. On the way home from school. After holding its power, I helped this girl to see supernatural phenomena. The overwhelming scene in front of me that prompted her to hide this precious item from her. Pick up the drop and put it in your pocket at the same time. That's what my father said. Now, 2 associates are also bringing exorcism gear to the IRA. Bring up the cross. It smells bad, assuming it's kerosene. The 2 kids don't know what they're going to do. If we are good friends, we have to help each other. All of a sudden the IRA just came out in the backyard and said there wasn't anything. It's cool to see the boys coming. So, act like it's right to be called cute. And then communicate by signaling to the 2 of you. Don't tell this secret to the AI. It looks like a chimpanzee out of its cage. They know it's the top. All of this was heard by the old speed lady. But don't tell Momo to see the play. The couple was on the roof eating. But Okara still didn't dare look at his girlfriend's face. The excuse is that I'm watching the turbo granny won't let go. She was surprised what she came to school for. What did she say? You have to listen to them. Momo said he was defeated. Exam. I think she's right, she's going to bleed. But what can you do with that little fairy? So they make a good challenge, they jump in and play. Stop by Ken. Tell him. Turbo Grandma has discovered a strange girl. I want to investigate small. In fact, she's seriously looking for Kia boy. It's not playing. Momo can't believe two of Okara's quail eggs are at school. But he still wants to find it because there's no information right now. They're ignoring the human factor. And if that AA in the school actually picked it up. Why the crow? I think this ability is very because high. On the outside it's a beautiful golden ball. At the same time, tell me if that's true. Those who touch it will wake up. Psychic powers allow this person to see the devil. With all things in the world, more important, he will also be looked upon by the devil. So it could be dangerous. For now, the RA is a suspect. I'll show the two of them the small part. Kia is afraid that Momo is too strong. I can't eat myself. And that's what the old lady said. This kid saw a ghost standing in the schoolyard. After school, the couple is looking for someone. I suspect the enemy is approaching. She said she needed to talk to Momo alone. Appointment to go somewhere else. Afraid the enemy knows he's the one who dropped the pot. She also agreed to solve it. Ken can finish it. Granny speed tell. The suspect is a child. Momo had just been lured to the wasteland. He was arrested by two friends of the IRA. He also used the cross to purify himself. And nothing fucking happened. Momo struggled too, and the two Kia continued to hold on. Results are small using superpower throwing tools. Go somewhere else. The IRA has more faith in the golden ball. Ra wants to use it to get rid of her friend. That's why Momo confirmed it. This sloth is holding the ball of the organ. Return request. She said she was given this by the gods to save the world. They kept fighting until Ken came running. Momo warning. This weird girl is holding two of his quail eggs. Akron said quietly. That's the one being targeted by the devil. The ghost in the pink dress called Aura. She calls herself the mother of the child. She's always waiting for the day when her daughter can see her. The past is in the old woman's eyes, but not recognized by the cute girl Momo. Okara must transform into a speed ghost to save lives. Enemy. It was very quick to dodge and was quite surprising. I thought this guy was the devil too. Main continued to rush but was caught. The result fell on the ghost. You see someone you love like that. Also tried to use superpowers to pull Ra. See, Ara's mother uses ballet. Throw the small stone away. And devouring the speed ghost. Back to the story of your mother. She said she's been waiting for this day for 15 years. Little Kia thought the enemy was Momo's ghost. The result is also scolded for being a dog. Who said that to my mother? She told me about the time the IRA called her mother. Extremely happy. I want to be heard again. Little Kia doesn't understand. Her house girl then goes out to ask for her boyfriend back. Assaulting people like this is against the law. They want to destroy. The illusion that they're fighting is to cooperate with Momo. Defeat the evil that makes small words. What can Kia do if she's under arrest? Turbo Grandma also appeared because he was thrown out. I didn't think it would become a meal for our kind. After checking data from the phone, she said Kia's ghost is aromatic soft silky. Momo was shocked because that was K's phone. It's in her hands. Everything is as it is on the internet. The enemy wears a red dress. They're as flexible as achromatic people. It is accompanied by silky soft hair. So let's call the ghost by its name. Momo was surprised to ask. Demons need to know about each other. Granny speed creep. With this category of BE ghosts, AI cares. Who's the rock? Recognize yourself as beautiful. He said he'll defeat the Kia monster that makes his mother sad. As a result, putting him in his mouth is always evil. Sentence before sentence. Your mother and son, if you do this, it's broken. Smooth, soft, or batic. She blames Momo for ruining her daughter. They call me a monster so I can't forgive them. They use their hair to attack Momo. I also asked the cat to untie me, to rescue the two. She refused to say they had taken her power from her. So there's nothing we can do. Very quickly she was caught hanging up. The old woman asked for an apology. What the fuck do you say after strangling people like this? Momo was tossed around to the point of dying. Rival, give her a chance to call me mom, and she forgive me. She'd rather die than submit. That's what got you in your turbo granny's mouth. Then he asked for a third-class ghost. The wise man vomits his children. I don't know if the speaker is a ghost, living from time immemorial. So the smooth soft ecomatic also crush. This old lady yelled at the old lady. Do you know what a cat is? This body has the power to invite good things to happen. It reminds the enemy that he ate his hair. And Momo's body. Soon the ghost's whole body was on fire. Ask the old speed lady what she did. The little cross that Kia holds. It's the lighter. Momo in the belly. He used it with his spirit to burn. The hair was swallowed. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Or it's the body of this magical cat. So those three Kia were safely vomited out. The rescue seems to have been successful, so now is the time to pay for both the money and to swallow them in your stomach. The past of the devil appeared in suffering and pitiful. I'm always looking for a girl, but I can't find her. And now, when they met, they were robbed by the Kia. She was angry with her hair, intent to attack them with their surroundings. Gan mt lane ni chien quay hun tai ti thong ji chin hu nach kia the vien cha tin and hang turk then gan nang. Hai momos m philam south si nang cuter chak mt si chi vong vong ji. Zung quan the tone lo chong ingi via ten ro kara bai chin chik via tccg arch ti niu. Si ben q ji ki ra cash. Hang chak up moitha batian kang. May ma ko su nang luk. Nin kung giem thu ggc sat non valam tamo and gole arin hang hao ko dieb. Nan lun lach han vong kuk the ji tren ni. Dunayan na ko ji babao ve home tone. And chung thot ra ggc. Why nung ni ri archiam na nah kang the lam ggc ji. Icamatic. Si vo kara din and gam ti trok dian bei rusho. Bit con de kang mon the chen la md. Ba ta kun shape non. Hang vien mon y ben hmy king chielwa. Ben cashin thout si nangkia. Xang cctcc to sn hoathen mt. Hang huntinti. The jate 9m non ram chen kang the di chayan. V rio kar gcc tanche. Lam sao ji talk ba ta bakun vau. Nung the kakang ji ra ggc. Momo the ghi fat kan ben tri lam arch dt. Arbatic mgm mdtt ra kc. Noiti no hon town na nako the lam ko ggc chen. Nga lpp ba ta gpbn had via tcng gigi thot. My talk ba vinyang. Vivi momo. Dung sunang luk. Diang hang ji tharacho ji and gengui. Denying kamaneko gochen arch dk. Then si nang chung ju ggc lao. Nach ha main bun ccct and kanter chak ki kwamo. And nian the qt ko bit han nun now. How la momo hi hcmm. Kung hun vien hom chen hu vvi giengoi han then ji ba mtt kim sot. Con vien u a fong lin thucha cc tm cash chi. Chicha dm chen han now bao gig. Momo het siu han and chi si nari. No con noi the them chen bit filam sao. Bo siu ta si han cho m bay si la ggc. Urapatic mgm mdt fan kang nem gt. Lam si ben lolang. And then vien hang bakoa to take hang bung hit ccc. Gigma kan kan lam ji the cheek chen esenchit. Ji fang kung thoki. Siem chan ma dung talk kemti. Momo had lng min kich hot cccmdn. Now dung tccg kan hong hcc chu vien gi bajakia. Ben thung russia bkt teen. Dicha sieben tv of ngc nyan. Tccc 10 fa si fa ko that kan kang. K cheek la gg chen si siu ta. Vien the namo en tung v. Turbo ball buying vitha kang hai. Long mding na dung ccc hang jahan rai luxico. CP go his mxls Europatic mgm mdt na ba qckmd. Dulo mai ching ba. Nan kian yun tccmd and cbn kang dung ggc lin luk trong thi jian ti. Quan trung hun vien la viat thuri chia vien by kia. Tran the ilasi na kung han lile. Momon ho ben tri ci troy. Hang kang ggc nankai. Ti con nach and gao ka kia mayam chen ti na ne. Ht hi ari ko quan hu vvi Euromatic mgm mdt. Mathiam talam kung kwa. Ba miao sao ko kung tin tmggc vien by cho hang vien con thu mt vien ni mgigbn. Si ben kung man thien troth and nien vu rine. Hang quan trung hun. Turbo baba cho bit nach kia tthi mtt ri. Kung thitha vien banu ching lay din and gay fa. Alasi nitha san sao. To ji ben kang tin. Lppitic and huiccc man sen siu van ggc ton noi ke lo chai and bien yuen yin con gi mt ki ba uk and thou. Chikchen la hung zu. Momotha assess hiu sunang luk. Kanokara kung kolin luk drongi. Nen mgi sen ggc. Sieben cm non vm con. Siun ham men hai chip non tu. Siu ta kang ti tin vau vaik ne. Hang gig chakon kas konan jihan y. H2 of sunang luk ji zo boptem. Cho na ji peter clay. Kain baja tccg thi dai. Cp goi si the bthu quatren cnpcu. No mi thine tai gi gi jup sai. Cha gi ji koko tc dongji. Alasi ne gi mt thong kanji hi factor masai ti. Si town bata sentian kang tip ma how kofi. 500 der chak ko ji mo na jip there. Hang gig batal ag ynoi. Cash hoi jip thing thong sn king jup h sen la. Agropatic mgm mdd bit mt cash tip a hiu hun. NUCSUGGC hub tc. In cash trol la ki kwang cm chen cho kan gay. An hsnhui sin. K la mt lui nang liang cmgi sin vieti. Nel kung jum na yang si. Ntt siri sn kang hot yong ggc. Niu they ki kwang si batal. Sang trong engle gtc ira. The kang kom vien gg. Momo ti rugiang vien lsi img kong gay. Gik le lam rabi and mt thong hi. Cho rang non si hi ne. Agropatic mgm mdd sn newt h val bang. Mt lane ni ang vg md na lpp. TICX tu ko mai. Gg li ss to neum cnn the. The ko the dung then st net thon vien hung. Turbo babacho bit g fang kang h noi dji. Our travel is the only way right now. It can save people. Momo also agreed to follow. And threatened that if she tried to mess around, she'd break her head. Immediately, Akron continues to pass into the demonic state. Momo then asked how to transmit the light. She knows how to use her powers. Let's connect their hearts together. I will transfer the light to my daughter. It's like a signal cable. I didn't believe it, but Momo did. Thanks to that, she's seen the past before Kia. Of this poor ghost. At first she was just a normal mother. Like everyone else, I have to sell bird food every day, to take that money and feed you. Every time the body is tired. But when I get home, everything is as if dissolved because the little princess ran away. Life just goes by. Every day is hard but very happy. Both of you like to dance, and dreams of performing on stage. I want the princess, as small as friends by friends. So the mother kept plowing day and night. Go to work in the morning. I have to serve the men in bed. By the end of the month, I have enough money to buy my dream dress. It feels like this joy will last forever. One day they were attacked. That man was cruel to his mother and took her child. Even though I struggled, there was nothing I could do. Blinded and disabled both hands. The only thing left are feet. With a strong will, that's what motivated this mother to find me. Running alone at night, even though I did everything I could, God replied with 2 words of despair. My dream now is only regret. She danced a dance at the end of her life because I know it won't last long. The body has lost too much blood to last long. At the end of life, the poor mother's mind had become clouded. I don't remember anything. Just know, you seem to have lost something important. Now the Ayase suddenly shows up calling her mom, but it's actually not. This mother's hour, it's stuck in the poor girl's mind forever. My father also ran to get his daughter back. She said she'd gone to a faraway place and couldn't go back. So from now on, the Ayase must try to overcome the difficulties to grow up. After hearing the story of my father, this woman knew Ayra's biological mother had just passed away. The desire to be protected was born. Turn her into a ghost. So, on in 15 soft smooth aromatic. Always keep an eye on this child. I don't want anyone to hurt me. Just like that day. And also because I forgot my own face. That's why she became the mother of the Ayase. It's all because I love you. But he himself is the devil, so, it's not like normal. Look at all the memories. Momo can't hold back the tears and fall. Because she feels the pain she's been through. I thought she did something to her girlfriend, but it's small enough to prevent an attack. For 2 pathetic words, I can't describe the fate of that woman. The Ayase is back. And get her to sincerely apologize, even if it was to protect you. It hurts a little. Price, it's not cheap to pay to save a life. The devil's body began to decay, causing Momo to grieve. The Europathic is soft because it cannot control its emotions, to act like a monster. So it's worth it to end like this. They asked her Turbo if there was a way to save her. I know it's okay. A life in exchange for a life is too good. When it is lost, it will definitely die, no matter what the creature is. Before becoming a ghost, we are still attached to the naked rose, so we have not escaped. Now everything will go back to nothing. Soft smooth Europathic, it cannot exist in 2 worlds, and completely forgotten. Gubo, you're a ghost and you don't care. Momo is the opposite. I find it too cruel and so does Era. So ghost can escape. It has to be based on the inside. Outsiders like them can't do anything. The last pictures of my daughter came out. This mother wants to have more fun. Blame yourself for not doing your duty. And if only you, it's not my baby. I didn't have to suffer that day. At that time the Ayase, even if I don't understand, but because I felt something running to me. At the same time, Mom. So they both started crying for their fate. One lost his mother and the other lost his son. It was fate that brought them together. It's just a minute, but forever. The Ayase hopes she can come to a better world. I will not forget this mother. Move the scene to a later time. The Ayase came to Momo's house for breakfast. Just suffering for a car. I don't know what the girls are thinking. From his point of view, these 2 are no different. The Sao ate a pile of cold noodles without showing any signs. Stop, Momo asked. Enemy. I used to think of myself as an enemy when I was put on my head. Not to be close to small. But she still said, I'm sorry. I want Era to clarify. Take Kenra for a joke. Kia thinks Momo doesn't understand anything. The size of a pot is not enough to be considered an enemy. Where to tell? I targeted her because I thought she was evil. After the fight with Euromatic Soft Silky Day, before the Ayase even more convinced of his theory, Momo tried to explain, but this stupid girl doesn't believe it. What was the form of the Okara that day? Because it looks like the devil. Out. When she heard that she was called grandmother, she didn't believe it. Because they look young and beautiful. That's her. Call me to call you. Give her blood. Give her a headache. The old woman is delighted to be praised. The Ayase is good. Don't make up for the damage to your house. And incite war and call Momo evil. To make the situation worse. Granny Turbo, don't worry, their father eats first. The Ayase says that. Okara and her beautiful sister Kia are both demons. Momo is the last boss to lead them. The goal is to destroy the world. After listening to the picture, it took a while. Let's get this kid tested. Every mother is positive for stone. Girl, tell them that this idiot is crazy or something. If there's such phantom power. I've been blowing his head off for a long time. So the 2 sides fight through their eyes, and doesn't know how to stop it. Era also reminded the opponent, I was chosen because I was so beautiful. So don't take it for granted. After eating, the little girl Thank you, Granny, for the delicious pasta. She's a good girl. She's got another chance to play. Momo turned to scold her like she was right, because it's obviously family. They support small Kia. Where is Era? Go back and finish a sentence. I asked Ken why the devil saved me so many times. He simply called out, if you see someone in trouble, help them. Normal. This sentence directly cuts down your heart. You are suddenly more loved, but dare not say Ra. Afraid that the distance between us is too great because you are the monster. I'm on the side of justice. Momo saw this scene too much. Ask him what the idiot said about the pants. Min also has to admit that she has a problem or something. After eating, the two old ladies also dragged him out. Move a little for easy digestion. The caterpillar will be the pitcher. Let the young check talent show. Akron howling, soul howling. I don't know why they can think this way. To put the marble back in place. Their temperament. It must be called the sky. The results also came out. The throw is called quail egg. Back slammed straight into the stick in the main pants. It's excruciating. This kind of teaching is so bad that you can't stand it. The two granddaughters were so happy to see that. So congratulations on Okan getting a marble back. Where the other one is, no one knows. He also praised his opponent for throwing well. Next time it will hit. Transfer scene 2. A week later everything was fine, but there's no clue about the main's last quail egg. She asked if she had a computer at home. Try to find information on the internet. If it's the same as the IRA, it's the same. This young man is a fucking nerd. Using the phone with the computer. Momo thought she had to work extra hours to make money to buy a new one. Last time her phone broke down. She asked her boyfriend out for lunch as usual. Was rejected. I said I need to write a report. I don't want to go out after school. It makes Momo hard to understand. Later she had to eat with the tree and Maiko. When they ask about Akron, they know it's busy. But this girl still suspects the main is hiding something. You know, the Kia guys added fuel to the fire. I'm sure Ken has another daughter. Momo knows he's not that guy. But think of the opponent's case for Min. The day before, I was a little worried, so I checked. It's a mess in my heart. Then suddenly Maya must be your image. At the same time it's falling. People's daughters are out. She was shocked. Assume that what you suspect is true. It's actually not that. The reason Okara refused to go out, it's because it takes time to exercise. He is aware of the work. If you want to find the last one, it has to be stronger. Because surely the terrible monsters will appear. She had asked him to do 100 push-ups before. 100 crunches and squats every 5th time. It's like you're bald. Motivation to try. I didn't want to put Momo in danger. Where's the IRA girl? She's come to me asking to talk. She called him a ghost. I'm the one who doesn't want to admit it, but I have fallen in love with young people. I made Ken stand still. Close your eyes to show affection. And so she moved on. If you switch your tongue, you get pushed out. Because the wrong bird. This heart is for Momo. He doesn't understand why you're doing this. The IRA doesn't have a shoulder. I read about kissing in a magazine the other day to reveal so as to follow. And that boy is responsible. After listening to Ukraine, my with this little girl's silly thoughts. I asked her where she read that. I know in my book 18. It's hard to understand, because normally she is liked a lot by the boys. Why choose someone like me? So it's unacceptable. The two of you still want to kiss. Young people think that the IRA has been infiltrated by some ghost. I became raw like this. He's having trouble getting out. The results fell on top of each other. Create a romantic atmosphere between the two, but it was a big shock to the girl. I saw the person I loved down. In a difficult position. So, Mrs. Kia and Choo-Choo asked for a kiss. That's spicy. I don't care if Okara tries to explain. She blames him for lying to her about writing a report. Turned out the mouse bird with little Kia. He even took off his shirt. The sweat was as if it had just happened. Ken ran and Theo was scolded like a dog. I don't want to hear anymore. After that day, there's a huge gap between these two. Momo went to school like he was in the sky. If only there was something to destroy. Maybe the mood will be better. Tree with Maiko. If you see that your friend has a similar disease, it is a little worried. Understand why crazy Momo punches himself. On this side, Okara realizes her mistake. Still trying to find a way to get stronger. Just think for the one you love. No need to explain. All of a sudden, he's being transported one way. Other space. Friends are all gone, only the cry of the IRA. The outside present has been enveloped by mystical powers. Okara recognized this. It's like the day you were hunted by aliens. Momo is somewhere else right now worrying about Choken. I don't know if it's okay. Just think about what happened the other day and she's upset. Blood is more important than water. The room is rising and there is no escape. Suddenly she felt something approaching. They also hide in a corner. I see its shadow. She realized this was the Lake Laka's monster. Due to fear, Momo let the waves reach the monster. It's very sensitive. They know the prey is there. Immediately activate the power. The beam of destruction came to cut through the school. But my wife is too afraid to breathe. Afraid he finds out he's dead. Fortunately, this creature has gone elsewhere to find. Momo escaped for the time being. In the building next door, the Kia couple still didn't understand what the sound was. Ira was afraid to ask him. Are you trying to arrest me? Stop talking about this country and play around. He told me about the previous day. They've been attacked by aliens. You don't believe it. For Maine, those people are worse than the devil. It's unclear why they targeted them. Only knew then, these people. I want to collect 10 human reproductive organs. The new enemy appeared in the form of a puncher. Not saying much. Okara must pass into the ultimate form to help her friend avoid. Young people are bored. I couldn't protect my daughter while fighting. So tell her to run. Before things start to get worse. A little girl called Era-chan is also happy. He didn't seem to cry. Don't call it that without kissing. Suddenly another source of power forced him down. Go back to human form. Same as last time. The aliens. Chapo has a lot of technology. He has the power to control the evil within him. I know after the battle, data about Okara and Momo has been sent back. Both are seen as strong. They've surpassed their scientific level. The Irai tried to be dangerous and asked the Kia to stop. The result was defeated. They feel a little strange because only those who have strong spiritual power can enter this dimension of space. Assume that the device is faulty. That's not the case. Powerless Okran can't transform. It's like being controlled by Momo. He knows they like their bananas. I also advise him to be cursed. Listen to that. The more they like to immediately undress the young Ra. I see it is about to be cut. The man who tried to scream was answered. In some way. That the Irai was able to transform into the mother's demonic form. Kia uses her hair as a fighting tool to save the Okara.